Hi there, it's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through.
Hey, everybody! Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is July 22nd, 2025. This is episode 210 of Pop Culture Warrior. I am, of course, your host, the Pop Culture Warrior. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't do this alone. No. I cannot. And I've brought you someone special tonight. We're doing things different. You know Mad Mike, you know Angry Elf, you know all the guys. Well, tonight we got somebody special for you. Someone you haven't seen before here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to my co-host for the night, the nerdy vet. Oh, wait, he's on that side. There he is. Hey. How you doing, bud?
How's it going?
Oh, good. Oh, I'm good. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here and to co-hosting my flagship show here, this wonderful pre-San Diego Comic-Con evening. I'm so happy because there's so much nerding to talk about. I was very fortunate to get to co-host your show recently. Quick plug, what's the show?
Let's talk nerdy.
Let's talk nerdy. That's right. I got to co-host with you that. So in that one, I sat back and, let you lead. But now you're in my domain. You're in my realm. This is my pop culture kingdom. And thank you for joining. Thank you for being here, man. We appreciate it. Quick shout out to everybody that's already watching and commenting, man. Thank you so much. Matthew, Angry Elf. Hey, what's up, Angry? You're in there. There's Anubis and Billy and Jude. Everybody already looking good, man. Look at that. You're already getting shout outs for that collection, dude. Move out of the frame for a second. Let people enjoy the glory that is all around. And I mean, I'm not even giving, you know what, babe? Like, oh, is this, man, I'm jealous. My man has got one of the dope. Right out the gate. We're going to continue a discussion that we started on your show. And, I let you have it because it was your show. But we're here. We're on my show now. And so something, ladies and gentlemen, of the jury, we're going to ask you to weigh in on this because I've been saying for the longest time that these goddamn popcorn buckets are getting out of control, getting out of hand. And Mr. Nerdy Vet over here wants to show you something. Go ahead, hit him with it. Look at that thing. Look at that. How do you get the balls to call that a popcorn bucket? That is a grown man's am I do I keep touching the mic? I'm sorry, guys. I have a bad habit of fingering the mic and getting cut off. That's not a popcorn bucket. That is a grown man's head. They have ditches attached from a person's body. That is massive. That's Spanky. That's bigger than my first apartment. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna let you have the floor here for a second. I'm gonna let you say your piece. I'm gonna let you fight for the popcorn buckets. Tell us why the popcorn buckets, why it's important, why you have to have them, and why they're so awesome. I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, obviously you can tell behind me I'm a huge collector. I have a few things I picked up here and there throughout my collecting career. But for some reason I was one of those suckers for the popcorn buckets. It all started with the Ghostbusters ones that you can kind of see maybe behind me a little bit, and it just kind of went from there. And I don't know why. I mean, they're just awesome to get. They're fun. I have a good time with them. I know good old CQ here has an itch against them, but that's all right. We all can't be perfect. It's definitely a fun hobby. And they make some really good ones. I got some different ones from my show from last night. Obviously, Head Pool was pretty cool one that.
That's cool. That is
Wolverine. Cool. That was a pretty awesome one. Picked up at Cinemark, I believe.
Oop. We might have lost him here. Hold on. I think I lost your volume. Hang on. What? Where'd your volume go? Did we get? Hey, Let me see if I unmute you. What? Your volume was fine. What the heck? Hang on a second. I'm gonna refresh. Hang on a second. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Slight technical hiccup. I don't know how I lost your volume all of a sudden, but let's see. I don't know. Do me a solid, bud. If you hang up and rejoin, I'm so sorry. These things happen. It's live. This is what we deal with. But bring it back. I'll fill the time while you get that set up. Just, yeah, little red hang up. There you go. All right. Sorry. Wouldn't be a show without technical difficulties. Am I right? Technical difficulties brought to you by Pop Culture Warrior. We'll bring him back here in a second as soon as he logs in. He was a little staticky too. I don't know if that was just me picking that up, but yeah, the popcorn bucket thing. Let me know. Any of you guys out there, do you do the popcorn buckets? Do you buy the thing? I don't know why that as a guy who buys so many things, as a guy who collects so many things, why am I so against the popcorn buckets? I don't even know why I'm against the popcorn buckets at this point. You know, it's just one of those weird things that, like, I'm like, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, right? Don't try to sell me a collectible and call it a popcorn bucket. It's not a popcorn bucket. You know, sell me a collectible. If I go in to see a movie and if I go into a movie and I freaking I'm at the concession stand, I'm getting my drink, and they're like, "Hey, we're selling this Galactus head that's really awesome. It lights up and it's super detailed and all that, and it's $80. It's a limited edition Fantastic Four collectible in partnership with our theater." I'm like, all right, yeah, I could see someone buying that. I could see someone buy that, but don't sell me on that it's a collectible, but it's a popcorn bucket. All right, here we go. We're back. We got you now.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. You're back.
All right, we're back.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm sure while I was gone, you were crying and whining about it not being a collectible and everything. And, I mean, that's all right. But yeah, they're just. I mean, they are fun. They're pretty addictive. You know, I have a great time with them. Even like the Jurassic Park, T-Rex head. There's another one there.
See, man, the head pool. I'll give you the head pool. I think that's cool. I the Galactus. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I get it. And we talked about this. Some of the ones that I've seen that are at least partially intriguing to me, like the Mission Impossible was the bomb with the key. The other Jurassic Park one was like the egg warmer, or there was like a dinosaur is the incubator or whatever. Like I'm cool with that. I get it. And for as shitty as a movie we know Freaky Air Friday is going to be, I said they just announced their popcorn bucket, and at least it's clever. It's clever. Sorry, thank you. They just said to turn up your volume. I got you. All right. So it's clever in that it looks like a popcorn bucket, but when you crack it open, it's a soda. And then there's a soda one that when you crack it open, it's a popcorn bucket, right? It's clever. It works for the movie.
I mean, it's not like Pokemon where I have to have them all, but it's, there's some like the Smurfs. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass on that one, like the Papa Smurf sitting on the top of the bottom of a mushroom and all those things. Now the Naked Gun one, the Beaver one, is probably going to be a must-have for me. And then I know for Fantastic Four, I'm going to try to rush over to AMC in the morning because I know they released theirs on release day to try to get the Herbie robot. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun little hobby. Like I said, I got suckered into it, and I'll defend my popcorn buckets till the day I die. But it's a fun little thing to do, and it's definitely fun to go back and forth on it. And I'm sure most people out there will agree they're pretty fun. But we'll see in the comments.
Yeah, in the comments, yay or nay, give us a yes or a no to the popcorn buckets, or maybe there's a line, right? Maybe you say, well, yay popcorn buckets under $20 or under $30, right? Because I mean, like as a collector, I'm like $80. I mean, I can't. A couple of these helmets are over $100, but like it's a helmet. You can put it on. You can wear it. You can, voices and light up
There's a hole in it. You can stick anything you want in it, man.
Anything's a sex toy if you try hard enough. There's
Dune.
Yeah, exactly. The Dune bucket, exactly. Susan says she collects books, rocks, and shoes. I get you. But yeah, $80, man, for like. And again, and what I was telling people while you were gone was that don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, right? Let me go into the theater and say, hey, welcome to the theater. You're going to see Fantastic Four. We have this limited edition collectible. It's $80, but it's in association with the movie and it's the character and it lights up and does all these things. Okay, sell me that. But to be like, and you can put popcorn in it. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Come on. Don't sell me that bullshit. I don't need a ginormous popcorn holder. I don't know how much popcorn you're eating at home.
I can say I never put popcorn in a single one of them.
I mean, I love it. I get it. It's like everyone, this is a safe space. Everyone's allowed to be a geek or a nerd in their own way. It's just me personally. I can't get around like and again, I'm not one of those people that like a Deadpool, like they said the knife set, right? They use it and they're cute, like they're cool and clever, right? It's the knives instead of like a butcher block, the knives go into Deadpool, and he's like, and it's like, okay. I get it. If you're a diehard Deadpool fan, you're like, fuck it, I'll have Deadpool knives. But I'm like, if for me, I'm like, a collectible is a collectible is a collectible is a collectible. It's not meant to be other things. I've been given, I wish I could grab it over there, but I have like a Spider-Man that's doing this, and it's like, oh, you can put your controller on it. I didn't buy it. It was a gift. But I'm like, I look at it, and I'm like, it could just be Spider-Man. You don't need to be holding something. You don't need to hold up my coffee cup, or you know what I mean? Like, it's a coffee cup holder Spider-Man, a collectible edition. Like, god damn it. Anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that you got to find the right things. And what I find is really crazy about it now is just like in everything else of how the scalpers and flippers have really kind of ruined it a little bit for some people. Like even for me in a small town that I live in. If you don't get like over to AMC the day of some of these big releases, it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Cinemark does usually theirs 2 weeks before the movie comes out, which kind of stinks. But if you don't get it before that 2 weeks, like for example, I know, what was the last big movie that just came out?
Which one? Superman?
I don't know. But there was one of the popcorn buckets that that everybody wanted, and when they got there, it was already gone when the movie was released because it was 2 weeks thing. So it's definitely interesting. It's just like everything else now. You got to get it early or you're going to miss out on it. And it does take some of the fun out of collecting, but at the same time, it is also as fun to go on the hunt too. So
yeah, and here's my other thing about it. And so I go way back comic book collecting, right? Way back. And there was a time where it's like, okay, I collected the whole run, and then they were like, oh, but do you have the variant edition? And you're like, oh shit, there was a variant cover I didn't even know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got this variant and that variant. And now it's like, it's comic book 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. There's 600 fucking variants for a single issue. And it's like, so like my thing is if you're going to do a movie collectible thing, it's like I hate the feeling of like, gotta get them all. If you go to AMC, you got Superman with his thing, and then if you go into Regal, it's Superman with the laser eye vision. But then if you go into this other one, it's Superman blow. Like, it's too much. It's too much.
It's crazy because I mean, even though because I also write for the hashtag show, And, obviously I get a lot of press releases, especially from Marvel. When you talk about the comics and the variants, it's like, man, every email I get, it's like, hey, these variants covers, and there's like 7 to 8 covers now. And it's like, how do you keep up with that? And like, look at Funko. When Funko first came out, I tried to get the whole run. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get all the Star Wars. I'm gonna do all this. And now there's just no way. I mean, between all the exclusives and everything else. So, I've cut back quite a bit on that too. So, but I see what you're saying, like where there's something different. Because like in the popcorn bucket thing, the only thing I've really jumped to ship to many different ones was Superman, because I'm a huge dog fan. So I had to get anything with crypto on it.
Crypto,
so,
yeah.
I mean, it was I even got the dog bowl, which is going to go to my dog. But yeah, that's about the only one I really jumped to grab a whole bunch of different ones. So I guess Deadpool, you can say I did, but yeah, I'm not hunting for every single popcorn bucket, because you're right, it gets too crazy and too expensive. This retirement check from the Army doesn't pay for all of it.
and like I said, at the very least, they got to put some effort into, because some of them they're so sad. Personal opinion. I went to see the F1 movie and they had F1 helmets. And I was like, I mean, I guess if you're really big into F1, like, oh, you got F1 helmets, a popcorn bucket. But then you would think the visor opens and that's where but no, it's the top of what? Where does the top of a helmet open, but the visor is glued closed? I'm like, who's designing this? That is nonsense. Nonsense.
I think one of the worst ones for me is the Jurassic Park footprint. That one, like, it looks like it literally will hold like about 30 pieces of popcorn, and then you got your popcorn buckets. Like, what's the point on that one? So no, I don't have that one. I won't have that one. But yeah, there's some, like I said, I'm back and forth on, but like there's some I'm definitely going to grab, and hopefully it slows down a little bit now that there's really not a lot of huge stuff coming out soon, other than Fantastic Four, and then we might be a little safe for a while.
Yeah. I mean, that brings up an interesting point too, because we were just having this argument, me and my other co-host, that the next, 8 months, I'm thinking all the way up until December, like movies, it's just not there. Right, we were talking about pre-summer. We're like, all right, what's gonna be the thing that holds up the blockbuster? What's our tent poles? What's our our big releases? And we were like, all right, maybe Jurassic Park. Obviously Superman, Fantastic Four. But it was like the other options were like Megan 2.0, which we were like, no, that's gonna be junk. How to Train Your Dragon, that was kind of one of my sleeper picks. I thought it was gonna make a ton of money. Apparently Lilo and Stitch is fucking doing gangbusters in theaters. So yeah, like there's really not much else coming. A couple of horror things, a couple of small, sci-fi things, but I'm like, what is going to get us through the movies from post, Fantastic Four until next year?
Yeah. I mean, you got like Mortal Kombat, which, they just showed that one coming up, and that didn't really impress me much.
Yeah.
And as as I look at movies and stuff, there's one thing, I don't know how many Star Wars fans are out there, but it's just been unreal how long it's been since we had a Star Wars movie in a theater. Like, it's one of those movies that you need to see in a theater. I don't care what Star Wars it is. I don't care if you like or hate them. Star Wars is meant to be a theater show, not Disney Plus. I'm sorry. I like some of the Disney Plus stuff, but nothing beats the big screen, sitting there watching the lasers and the ships fly over and everything else. And it
has that feel to it.
Yeah,
it has that
feel. They do special releases where they did the old, episode 3. I think I watched it like 5 times because it was just so awesome to see in the theater. But yeah, you're right. It's just like there's nothing right now after Fantastic Four that I'm really going, oh, I can't wait to this one comes out. I can't wait to this one. I'm actually more excited in August when Ninja Turtles comes out for the 30th anniversary.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Like, you're right though. It is kind of disappointing now that you think about it, that there's not a lot. Really,
so David says the new Predator movie in November. I'll tell you what, and you made up a really good point, and I'm going to counter that with the other point, in that a trailer, especially the first trailer, not necessarily the teaser trailer, never really shows us much, but that first official trailer, I think a lot of times is a make or break point. I was excited for Mortal Kombat 2. The trailer kind of left me feeling, but on the flip side of that, I was not excited for Predator Badlands. I thought, oh, what a dumb thing, a Predator movie from the Predator's perspective. Like, I was like, that's gonna be. And then he's the hunt, and like everything I read about it, I was like, I don't get it. I'm not. The trailer came out, and I gotta say, I was like, I see. Okay, color me impressed. I think I'm actually kind of I'm kind of intrigued. I'm kind of we'll see.
I think that one will be a good one. It's not one that I'm, and again, it's also based on what you like. But like I'm a Star Wars, Marvel guy, and then DC's kind of in there in the middle for me. And so I'm excited that we're getting all of that. And like I'm one that will argue I like Thunderbolts. I mean, for one, because
I love
it
Thunderbolts.
dealt with an issue that a lot of us veterans deal with is mental health, and a lot of people didn't realize that was a mental health awareness film. And once it hit me while I was watching, it's like, oh crap, this is actually deep and a good movie. I enjoyed it. So it's on here right now. I enjoyed Thunderbolts. I don't care what anyone else says.
I 100% agree. And I think that lead-in of Captain America really hurt it more than anything. I think it really left a sour taste in people's mouths, and they're like, I don't want to see it. And I thought Thunderbolts was a great movie. Thunderbolts, and what I'm hoping Fantastic Four will be to kind of revitalize Marvel and bring us back to the heyday of when people are like, oh shit, yeah, Marvel, woo, instead of like, fucking.
Well, I'm having good hopes with this one because a lot of the guys that I write with have seen it already this week, so they're giving their 2 thumbs up. So hopefully, their reviews are good on it, and I'm trying to stay away from them, and because I don't want to get any spoilers, but they are saying it's pretty good.
Exactly. A lot of the early reviews I've seen, at the lowest go 7, it's a good movie. And at the highest is that 8, 9, where they're like, Marvel's back. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if that's your that's a sweet spot right there, right? If the diehards are kind of like, yeah, it's not a perfect movie, but it's a 9, and the people that are like way against it are like, look, it's a 7, it's a good movie. Yeah. I'm happy. That tells me right there, I'm gonna be a happy camper. I'm gonna enjoy it. Was never the biggest Fantastic Four fan, but I'm like what they're bringing to the stage. I'm excited for it. I want to see it. I want to see how it looks.
Yeah, and it sounded like that. Like this is what we talked about this on the show a little bit yesterday. It's there's time for resets, and obviously Feige has said that this is going to be kind of the Marvel reset for everything. So yeah. I'm anxious to see how they're going to do it. And yes, we were spoiled with, the Iron Mans, the Captain
10 years. 10 years of great stuff.
That was great. But we also got to get in our mindset that we have to reset. We're not going to get the same. We can always watch them on Disney Plus or on DVD. We can always have our old stuff. But, with me, I'm just as guilty. I got to be like, okay, this is a new era. It always has to change. It's not always going to be the same. Yep. So that's one of the mindsets I'm trying to get myself into going into this, because I think if they go, with the comic book route of things, we're going to see a lot of death, a lot of destruction. And I'm going to call it, I don't know any spoilers, but I think we're going to see our first Doctor Doom in this movie. I really do. I don't know if it's going to be in the credits or if it's going to be in the movie. I really think he's going to be, if it's following the comics the way I think it's going to, we're going to see him. So
interesting.
Again, I could be completely wrong, which, is very possible. But that's what I like about theories. You can guess and have fun with it and see if you're right or wrong.
Oh, absolutely. We've had, so much wild speculation about this one as it's been coming. Which, real quick, Felix, hey, what's up, man? You're going to San Diego tomorrow? We're going to talk about that in a minute. We got to link up, man. I'm going to San Diego tomorrow, too. I have a back surgery. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to talk about that. I hope, I know at this point, based on what I'm hearing, that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping is that it wins over a lot of the people that were like, I'm over it. And I hope it brings them back and go, okay, let's give it another chance. They're telling new stories. They're telling, new things, and Feige said that Secret Wars is basically resetting the entire Marvel universe, which, if you know the comic books, that's kind of what Secret Wars did, creating Battle World and creating this new landscape and new stories and bringing heroes together from multiple timelines and universes. And so we'll see how that goes. But with that, I do want to talk a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
And I know you're not going to get to go this year. And it's such a bummer. It's such a bummer. I hate talking about it, especially when someone is like you who knows how awesome it is and is like, I'm just going to rub it in your face. But me and Nerdy Vet, we linked up in New York. We had a great time for New York Comic Con, which we'll definitely have to do stuff this year. There's so much to do, never enough time to do it all. But I've got a couple things that I'm super excited to share about. I haven't really shared too much about it up until now because I'm always of the mind that things get canceled, things get rescheduled, and I never want to promise more than I can deliver. But I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con, and I have a jam-packed 5 days worth of content we're going to be doing. So like right out the gate, I get there and I'm meeting up. So basically, for those that don't know, San Diego Comic-Con is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the 4 days. But there's also Wednesday night where they do a preview night. It's barely my second year going with you're taking your 10-year-old daughter to San Diego Comic-Con? You're a beast. You're a beast. God bless. I couldn't. I'm struggling going by myself. I can't imagine bringing a 10-year-old with me. It's like straight too much. Anyway, sorry, lost my train of thought. Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the main days that it's open. Sunday's kind of a short day, but there is a preview night Wednesday night. That's a lot of the industry comes out, a lot of the press and things like that come out to see early previews or meetups and things like that. So right out the gate, the team. Do you remember Heavy Metal? Were you a big Heavy Metal guy, like the magazine? Right? Like, I feel like everyone our age remembers Heavy Metal and like, oh shit, it was the magazine. And you could buy it because it wasn't porn, but it was kind of like porn for kids. It was pretty awesome. Well, I'm going to have drinks with the two co-owners of Heavy Metal. We're meeting up before the doors open for the preview night just to shoot the shit and catch up and, maybe talk some business. Maybe there's some collaborations to be had there. We'll see how that happens. But Wednesday night, I have the for the Magic the Gathering. I spent so much money playing Magic the Gathering. I've bought so many packs, so many cards, so many decks. It was an addiction for quite a while. But Magic the Gathering has got me back again because they're doing their crossover with Spider-Man. Yep. It's my two favorite things. My God, Magic the Gathering and Spider-Man. So they're doing this huge launch party. There's going to be press and influencers and all types of things. I'm going to get my hands on some of those damn decks, which is going to feed my addiction. I'm going to spiral out of control again. I'll be...
Since you're rubbing it in, make sure you grab me one.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. And then at that party, I'll be meeting with. I set up an interview with some of the artists and collaborators and creators of Magic the Gathering, so that we can talk about the cards and how that came to be. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's for it to be one of the first things I'm doing. I feel like, man, it's right out the gate. It's like the first thing I'm doing, and I'm like, it's already one of my highlights of the trip. But I've got some interviews with Symbiote Studios, which is like they do a bunch of plushies and different IP collaborations with different companies and different IPs. So I'll be talking with them. Thursday, I've got a VIP experience at the official Comic-Con Museum, which is like 20 minutes away from San Diego Comic-Con, but the Comic-Con Museum is there. So we'll be going to that. There's the Hulu activation, the King of the Hill activation. I'll be at that. There's a couple of panels on creators behind the music and behind the scenes, like editing. And I'm very fascinated about a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So I'm speaking with some editors, some composers and things like that to talk about their work. and this isn't stuff you wouldn't know. Like we're talking composers behind like Avatar the movies and what was the other one? There was one guy that worked on Thunderbolts and just a bunch of really cool stuff that very fascinated about that stuff. There's the Peacemaker Peace Fest activation. So yeah, I'll be rubbing elbows with some peace. Or, I'm gonna say peacemaker. Yeah, peacemaker, peace walker, peacekeeper. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. What is his fucking name? Peacemaker. Peacemaker. My brain. I'm so wound tight that my brain is just whatever. Anyway, Thursday night's pretty cool because there are going to be crazy epic parties at a bunch of different locations. So there's a film and TV creatives meetup. There's a VIP drinks reception for these published authors. There's the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, which is throwing a party, which for those that don't know, the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund is just this organization that protects, artists and writers and creators who basically got screwed by the publishers and all their hard work. They didn't really get much for it. So the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund was created to help them fight back for their, what they deserve. Neopets, who we've had the CEO of Neopets on the show before, they're throwing a big kickoff preview party for San Diego Comic-Con. So it's going to be great. Dude, that's just Wednesday and Thursday. We haven't even got to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And oh my God. Speaking of Thunderbolts, did you know there's a Thunderbolts ice cream truck that's driving all around the country? Have you heard about this?
No.
I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to send you a link to it. It's a free ice cream truck. Oh man, let me see. I don't know if I can pull it up real quick, but it's a free ice cream truck that's been driving like all around the country, and all the flavors are named after members of the Thunderbolts. Let's see if I can find it. Where's Peacemaker? Yeah, the Peacemaker. Thunderbolts Treats. It's called the Thunderbolts Treats with a Z truck. Let's see. Show me the image. Show me the image. All right, so they've got. This is the Treats Truck soft serve menu. There's American Shield, which is a vanilla soft serve with blueberry topping and red sprinkles. There's the Vanishing Vanilla, which is a vanilla soft serve with coconut flakes and whipped cream. The Winter Soldier Swirl, which is a chocolate soft serve with chocolate syrup and cherry topping. The Strawberry Red Glory, which is the vanilla soft serve with strawberry topping and red gummy bears. And the Killer Charm Sundae, which is a vanilla soft serve with a mango boba topping. And it's free. You just line up and you get yourself some free treats. And they've been going all around the country. I forget all the places they visited. They sent me, it was a thing where it's oh yeah, we've been to here and here and here and here, and it's all over. But the end of their journey was going to San Diego Comic-Con. They're setting up behind the Omni Hotel, and they'll be there to the 29th, which is when the official 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray DVD blah 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 makes its debut. So yeah, your boy's going to get some ice cream. I'm gonna go get some goddamn ice cream from the Thunderbolts truck. But yeah, dude, I've been so fortunate. I'll be speaking with Robert Kirkman about Invincible and Walking Dead and his new series called Skin Breakers. Skin Breakers? Screen Breaker. Yeah, Screen Breaker. I think it is Skin Breaker. But talk to him about that. Then I jump over to the Walking Dead press room where I'll be talking with Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride about Daryl Dixon season 3. I got the Upload cast from Amazon's Upload. Twisted Metal activation. They're doing bumper cars. Dude, it's so much. FX Aliens Earth is doing something. Coca-Cola and Star Wars teamed up for a thing called the Holo Creator. Basically, you can create your own hologram. Like the Help Me Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. You get to create one of those. There's a, speaking of Superman, there's a Superman Old Spice activation where it's a weird collaboration, but and I won't spoil it because there's some surprises involved in it. But I'll be there. And who doesn't remember the Old Spice guy? Remember Isaiah Mustafa? And he's like, "Look at your man. Look at me. Now I'm on a horse. Now I'm in the sky." Like that guy. He's gonna be there, and I'm gonna interview him. And I'm sure a lot of hilarity is going to ensue with that because that's gonna be just something. And then I'm at the Energon Universe press room talking about Transformers and G.I. Joe and all the stuff they're doing with that. There's the 30 years of Disney villains press room. So I'll be talking with some of the most amazing voice talent that has voiced Disney villains for generations. But guys like Jim Cummings, who one of my favorite voice actors, Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Back on the wall back there.
That's he's the best. It's the best. Yeah. So needless to say, sorry. I know I've taken up a lot of time to just gloat, but
it's crazy. A lot of people don't realize, like, yeah, it's fun when we get to go cover these events, but man,
it's a lot of work.
Brutal. Like it's a lot of moving, going, interviewing, and yeah, you get some good perks, but at the same time, when that week's over, man, it's over. But there's something you talked about, kind of like with Invincible and the comics, and Skybound Comics, man.
Yeah,
has been just cranking out some amazing stuff with Transformers, G.I. Joe, Walking Dead, and all this stuff that they're
Invincible,
doing right
yeah,
now.
man.
And that's probably one of my favorite panels from New York that I went to when we got to interview the creators there. And luckily enough, I'm able to get, and I don't know if you get them or not, but I'm able to get those early comic reads. So I've been reading all those, but yeah, I mean, just there's so much stuff with these Comic Cons that we get to see. And yes, it's the ultimate nerd out moment. But man, when you're done, like I need like 2 days of nerdiness just to unwind and my head's ready to blow up and everything. But it's definitely a good time. And like I wish I was going this year. I've not been to a San Diego yet. I've been to a lot of New York's, Fan Expo, Chicago, C2E2, all those things, but have not made the venture over to San Diego yet. So hopefully next year I will be doing
next
that.
year. Hey, you come with Pop Culture Warrior. We treat you right. We'll make you part of the brand and bring you over. It's true. And I'd be remiss to say that like, it's all work and no play because, you do get like, this is living the dream. This is the stuff that I can't speak for you, but like I grew up dreaming of going to conventions and meeting my favorite voice actors and Hollywood actors and storytellers and all these things. And it is a weird experience because like it's so funny. I was just talking to somebody about this and I'm looking at my schedule and I went, oh my God, I don't actually have time to walk around the convention. Like it's every hour is booked with something. And a lot of times you're running from like one side of the show floor to the other, or unlike New York, a lot of this stuff is in the hotels that are like across the street and the other street. So there's going to be large chunks of time where I'm not even at the convention center, where I'm doing interviews in these small little ballroom, like they rent out a ballroom and then they section it off into these little booths. And, like I know boo hoo, woe is me, like I get to interview Norman Reedus. I know, right? What a horrible life. But, there part of it is like, oh shit, man, I do hope I get a few minutes to just walk around and enjoy the fact that I'm at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, there's one convention though that I won't cover as press, and that's Star Wars Celebration, because as a huge Star Wars fan, I'm going there as a fan, and
nice.
And to me, I don't want to be tied up with, even though that stuff's cool, and I want to kind of enjoy where I'm at. Might cover a couple little things if but it's, to me, I'm there as a fan and want to enjoy more of the atmosphere with other fans than going behind the scenes with that. But yeah, I mean, we know in New York, I mean, how many times were we in that press room and I think we were about ready just to fall over in our chairs because it was just back and forth and
it's exhausting
and going crazy. But I mean, like you said, there are some good perks. I mean, we got to sit up top in an outdoor bar in New York and enjoying a nice little old fashioned and
some of those Killjoy exclusives, and I still have a couple of them just lying around.
Yeah, mine's over here they're everywhere. If you can
So-
find it in this office, everybody, I mean, go for it.
Pete wants to know, how big is this event versus New York? Obviously, New York is huge. It is. It's massive. But I think the biggest difference is, I think, like, venue wise, they're pretty similar. But what a lot of people don't realize, if you've never been to it or you never watched coverage on it, is that, like, it's the building, yes, is San Diego Comic Con, but like it spills into the streets and then goes multiple blocks over.
Yep.
Like, we've obviously covered New York quite a bit. The convention is huge. There's so much to see and do. And yeah, you'll get a little activation here and there that might pop up a block or two over. Last year we went, is last year or the year before, we went to like a Pac-Man event that was like on the other side of the eye of, like, it was on the east side. So there's a little bit of that, but this is like the entirety of downtown San Diego gets taken over.
Yeah.
Like it's so big, it's unfathomable. You know, there are people, and I'll let you say, there are people that I know that fly to San Diego for Comic-Con who don't have Comic-Con tickets, because there's so much to do outside that's free and just part of the public stuff, that they're like, it's like going to an amusement park, you know, for free. You know, like they just walk around and get photo ops and pictures and signings, because there's just so much to do around the city. Go ahead.
Yeah, the one thing that, you know, to piggyback on what you were saying, to kind of compare for size, just as a press, you know, as a writer and an editor, you got to realize, just San Diego is kind of like your big reveals usually.
Mhm.
You know, you got CinemaCon, and then you got San Diego Comic-Con, where a lot of your big reveals. New York, you'll get some. You know, we had some reveals. I
A
remember,
little bit.
you know, like Ghostbusters and stuff like that. Some of that stuff came out, you know, during New York. But San Diego, just as I can just tell you, email wise, I can't even keep up with the San Diego emails that come through my email box than compared to New York.
Yep.
It's nonstop. Like, I probably had 5 pop up just while I was sitting here.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything cool that I can say or say, but it comes up with nothing really big.
I have 3. I've had 3
on
popped up
there.
since we've been
So,
live.
but yeah, it's crazy when you can compare to what's coming out. You know, especially, you know, comic book wise, the comic book world's getting bigger. You know, it's starting to get more, you know, interesting, more dark. Like, for example, Bad Idea, man, and they're Planet Death comics right now. Holy crap. If that's not the comic of the year this year, I will be shocked. I mean, they're already breaking a ton of records, everything there. And I know they're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, again, Skybound. But yeah, when it comes to size, especially just on a workload, San Diego wears me out, and I'm not even going. So that just tells you how big San Diego Comic-Con is.
Yeah.
New York, I'm actually able to sit down and write a few articles. With San Diego, I know I'd have to depend on other people if I was going there. So
Yeah.
that helps explain it too. But yeah, it's on the admin side of things, it's crazy.
Yeah. Something I learned, and so this is my first year officially covering it, and something that I learned that I wish I had known sooner, or lessons learned, or how we're going to approach it differently next year. When I go to San Diego or New York, and you've seen this, I have a team. We have a team. We hit it. There's at least 4 of us. We're doing all the different things. We're all shooting different content, whatever. For this one, when I apply for press, they very stickler about press credentials. I got 1 pass, and I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. I got to go by myself. And so I've done all this, and I've set all this up by myself. And what I'm kicking myself now is, after really understanding this, is when I said all those things that I said on my schedule, there's only 4 of those things that's happening inside the convention. The rest of that is outside. The rest of that is at hotels, at bars, at, you know, event spaces, in parking lots, and wherever they set up. And I'm like, oh my God, I could have brought my 4-man team, and, you know, maybe everyone gets a day where, hey, you get the pass today, go explore the convention, you know, and we're all going in different directions, shooting a bunch of footage and getting a bunch of stuff. And yeah, man, I could have had the 4-man team and not had to do this all by myself, which is a lot. But lessons learned, you know, we're still in our infancy as really having this kind of access. And so, you know, next year we'll have Nerdy Vet there with us, and all the other guys from WTF Nation Radio and Pop Culture Warrior, and we'll do it right, you know.
It's gonna be nuts. I mean, there's stuff. I mean, stuff that you didn't even cover. I'm gonna run through real quick.
Go for
Like I
it.
said, everybody, this is a cheap plug for my writing, and I'll put it in the comments later as well. But you can check out some of my stuff over at the hashtag show. But I mean, here's some of the things that are popping up right now. You know, we got Biker Mike from Mars coming to
That's
San Diego. If
right.
you remember that old cartoon, the toys and
Yes.
everything else. Godzilla is going to have a
Huge
monster,
presence.
pardon the pun, a monster presence at San Diego Comic Con. It's going to be nuts. Toxic Avenger, Toy Nut. We're going to have some great exclusive there. And one big one that we didn't even talk about, and that's going to be huge. The first ever convention appearance of George Lucas is going to be at San Diego when they're talking about the Lucas Museum. I mean, how big is that? He's going to be a panelist. He's going to be there talking about it, which is unheard of for George Lucas. So I mean, there's just so much going on, and I can just keep running through things. Talk about
Mm-hmm.
Skybound, the comics. You're going to be busy, man.
It's
It's
gonna
going to
be,
be.
and
You're
you
going
know,
to be going at it all night.
I liken it to like, you hear stories of people like, oh, I bought a weekend pass to Disney, and then they leave and they're like, oh my god, it was great, I loved it, and like, oh, what'd you think about that one ride? And you go, wait, I didn't even go on that ride. And oh, what'd you think about that one spot where you could eat oh, I didn't even eat it. Like, there's so much that you can't do it all. You literally can't do it all. I am going to so many things. And honestly, because I'm very transparent with my stuff, the reason I can do a lot of this stuff is because with the press access, I'm not going to be waiting in lines, right? My name is on a list, and typically they give you a specific time because this is open all day, and they'll go, okay, at 2:00, if you show up, boom, you go straight in, you shoot your content, and you get out. You know what I mean? And it's going to be like that for a lot of this stuff. Whereas if I had to stand in line, I would do one thing a day or two things a day maximum instead of running from thing to thing to thing to thing. So we're very blessed in the sense that, we get that level of access to not just do the interviews and not just do the meetups and party invites like we'd had last year at New York. But yeah, just to be able to experience these things and share them in a way that, people are going to get to see it. And I'm excited to see other content creators. If anyone's out there that's going, I know Felix, you're going. Let's link up, man. Let's grab a drink or something. I don't know. I was gonna say like grab a blue milk. That's a Star Wars reference. Let's get a Slimer somewhere. But yeah, there's so much.
Yeah.
They're doing a watching, and I don't have the time to be there. They're doing a watching of the classic Napoleon Dynamite with fucking Pedro and Napoleon. Fucking John Heder, thank you, and Efren Ramirez, who we've had on our show, God bless him. They're both going to be there watching with the audience and then doing a Q&A and like a silly thing. And like, that's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I could be at that thing, but Paramount's doing a thing, Comedy Central's doing a thing. Like, there's so much happening. I literally am getting to go from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. Still not going to see even half of what is available at San Diego Comic-Con. And that blows my mind. I'm going to be there 5 days, and I'm not going to see half of what's available.
Yeah, it's amazing what you miss, man. Like, it's like I can tell you, New York. Like, I'll have some people say, "Hey, did you see this in New York?" I'm like, I didn't even know that was there. It was like it's nonstop. And like
Yeah.
for you, for your like my first. I still remember my first coverage in New York a few years ago, and I got kind of thrown into the fire. And my first interview was with Todd McFarlane, and when he broke the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest, span of independent comic
Nice.
with Spawn, and it was pretty cool because for one, it was my first ever live interview, so I was kind of nervous, and then two, I got to actually hold the Guinness World Record in my hand and actually like see it and do everything. So we do get to experience some cool things. It's definitely worth the pain, and it's hard for us to get around. We're old and broke, and it's definitely worth the.
And
worth
fat.
the pain
Don't forget fat, because I got like this. I'm gonna hopefully lose a shit ton of weight walking around San Diego in like 100-degree weather. But no, Anubis out there. One thing for sure is you're gonna be whooped when you get back. Yes. I'm not bullshitting when I say I packed Tums. I packed a capsule full of like ibuprofen. I have these like Novocaine patches for my back. I've got Icy Hot. This is the stuff I'm going there with because I know I'm gonna need it. Like
Yeah,
it's so
it wears
much.
you down.
It,
Well, it
it's
makes you
gonna be
feel any
brutal.
better. I'll walk outside here in Indiana because it's supposed to be heat index of over 100 this week. So I'll make sure I get out there and
Yeah.
sweat too,
Fist,
so you're not the only one.
solidarity. Solidarity. I appreciate it. You're not alone. But yes, you guys are awesome. Let me know in the chats. I'm just curious if there's anything that you're hoping to see announced, because obviously Hall H is like a big deal. Unfortunately, Marvel's not going to be there this year as far as Hall H. They do have a presence on the show floor, and they're doing a couple things around. But I think with Fantastic Four coming out the same weekend, they didn't want to pull away from that. They didn't want to distract from that. So and plus now they have D23, which is their own Comic-Con basically. So jealous. Like they've got a Star Wars convention, they've got D23, which contains all of that stuff. I mean, and then of course San Diego Comic-Con and all that stuff. So
I just wish, like you said, I just wish we get some Star Wars stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm itching for some good Star Wars movies.
yeah. What do you think we've seen lately? And this makes me a little nervous. You've seen, especially post-COVID, a lot of these big conventions have been kind of going away. E3.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time where I would have said E3, it can't go anywhere. It is the San Diego Comic-Con of the electronics industry, and yet bye-bye, gone. Do you think we'll ever see a day where San Diego Comic-Con doesn't exist anymore?
I don't think we'll see that, but I do. What I'm finding very interesting is I go to a lot of conventions, especially like a lot of local, in the Midwest and stuff. And one thing I am noticing, I don't like conventions used to be really packed,
Mhm.
and even the smaller ones now aren't as busy. And I'm not going to call out any conventions right now, but I was just at one last month, and I walked in there on a Sunday, walked around, and left within 2 hours. Like there was nobody there. I got everything done, and it was just really dead. C2E2. Let's take a look at that right now. In Chicago, Marvel, DC, all those guys pulled out of C2E2. You used to have that big, showing there, and it's getting smaller. Now, obviously, Fan Expo has taken over, Wizard World, and really kind of Fan Expo Chicago is crazy this year.
Yeah.
I will be covering that one, but I don't think we'll see it go away. But I do think we'll start seeing maybe it not as many days. Maybe it goes to a smaller kind of like, 3 day, kind of like New York. You get through New York Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
so 4 day. And Thursday's not really even a big day. Or
Yeah, that's the
Friday.
preview night. Yeah.
It all blurs into one day when you're there. But and I even seen that in New York last year. Like I remember like the year after when COVID was over and that first convention back, it was packed. I mean, it was just, balls to the wall. You were lucky if you didn't knock over somebody. I can't tell you how many times my cane was kicked out of my hand. I mean, it was nuts. And then last year, I mean, it was still busy, but it wasn't like it was in previous years, before COVID and that 1 year after COVID. So yeah, I don't think it's going to go away, but I think we're going to start seeing less. Like, I mean, like you said, even Marvel pulled out, which I understand with, like you said, they probably didn't want to overshadow, Fantastic Four this weekend. But that's still a big blow to San Diego because I mean Marvel's usually a big pull, So it's definitely there's a change happening a little bit in some of these conventions. And another thing I'm seeing too, if you're like a fan of the like stars and voice actors and stuff like I am, we're starting to see the same people over and over in a lot of the conventions. So it's like, at what point do we say, okay, we need to start seeing some different people, or it's not even worth going anymore? So I mean, that's kind of my outlook on things. I still love going. I love the people feel. I love the, the whole nerdy atmosphere of things. But at the same time, we're starting to see numbers dwindle a little bit.
Yeah,
both on the
it's
fan
changing.
side and the exhibitor side.
Yeah, there's definitely a change. I'm really curious to see what that ground level feel is there, because I definitely noticed a slight change in New York and I do Awesome Con, I do Philly Fan Expo, what's the other one? Baltimore Comic Con and some in New Jersey and things. So I do a lot of the Northeast stuff. And yeah, there's definitely been a feel to it. A couple questions. For Keith says, I'll be at Chicago. Hey man, I was gonna cover. I got press credentials for Chicago. I with San Diego and New York, I'm like, I just can't this year.
Yeah, I got extra space in the room if you want to come out, man.
I mean, maybe we talk. Maybe we talk. We could collab something. Susan wants to know if I can get her Atlanta Dragon Con. You know what? Hit me up on the side, Susan. We'll talk Dragon Con. I might got some pull. I might got some pull there. We'll see. We'll talk.
And who is that going to Fan Expo, did you say?
Oh, that's Keith Miller.
Oh, hey, Keith, you hit me up at NerdyVet574. You find me at Fan Expo, and I'll have something special for you.
Ooh, check him out. Inflation has wrecked the disposable income. Yes, it has. Oh God, yes, it has.
That's a whole nother topic.
It's tough. I think they're trying to cater to younger demographic, and it's hurting them. Interesting. Oh wait, didn't I? Yeah, oh yeah, Keith, you're right. Shit. We gotta talk on the side because you are absolutely. I was wondering. I'm like, why did I get press credentials to Chicago? Like I have never gone to Chicago. You're right. We'll talk. Right. I'm like, why do I have press credentials for Chicago? I've never gone to Chicago for a convention. Anyway,
that one question was, with the going towards younger crowds. It's the one thing I am seeing more. And sorry, I'm not an anime fan. I know nothing about anime, but I will say anime is really taking over a lot of these conventions, man.
It is.
And kudos to them, man, because their lines, like these actors, these lines are crazy. And, and I think that is that change because, younger generations are watching more anime and doing stuff like that. And you can see, the shift on there. And then like the inflation one, like we need to do a collectible show together. And we'll talk about, the inflation of how when I first started buying some of this stuff behind me and now how I won't buy this stuff behind me.
Dude, my wife has I cannot do that because if she found out how much I've actually spent on all these things, my God, I'll be divorced so fast. There was a question for you, actually. Pete wants to know, sorry, I lost it. There it is. How many lightsabers do you have, Nerdy Vet?
Oh, Jesus. 5, 6. Does it also include lightsaber lamps?
Yeah, like let's define what lightsaber is.
In that case, we'll say 9.
It's like well, if it's an actual problem because don't you have the cane, right? Doesn't the cane lightsaber?
Cane. I have Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Ahsoka, which is 2, so that there's 2 there. And I want to say, I think Kanan, and then I have 3 lightsaber lamps. So yeah, I mean, I have a few.
What a nerd!
The good thing was the lamps were actually, I actually got sent those to me for review purposes. So I got lucky on the lamps.
Nice.
But yeah, I have a few. So yes.
Very nice. Yeah, and Insomniac, you say, yeah, some anime is hardcore and brutal. Yeah, man. Like you, I'm very I'm knowledgeable-ish on anime, and like I grew up on Dragon Ball and like One Piece and a few others. I'm not like super down the rabbit hole like some of these people. They're like, yeah, like the princess died, the thing of Dracula's Katana Knight. Evil werewolf, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, okay. The Dying Night of 1,000 Moons, and you're just like, yeah, that sounds dope as hell, man. But yeah, some of it I've seen, and it's like, whoa, it is hardcore. So I respect it. But all right.
Every once in a while, I'll get like a box for Funko, and they'll send have anime pops in there, and I'm like, I have no clue, so I have to ask somebody like, what is this? Is this a good one? They're like, oh yeah, that one's amazing. I'm like, okay, yay.
That's the one. That's the chase. You got it.
My one buddy loves it because he usually gets all my anime stuff because I just don't know where to put it.
Yeah, hey, I'm right there with you. I have two ginormous bags over on the side of where like I come back from these conventions and I have all this stuff and I just put them in this bag and then I'm like, it's giveaway time. Yay! And just give away a bunch of random stuff. So yes, Billy, I know you're out there. Coming out of this, expect lots of giveaways because I'm gonna have a lot of just stupid nonsense to just give away. Like look, yeah, I just went to this the company behind Among Us, what's it called? Shell Games. The company behind Among Us also do games like I Expect You to Die, which is a great VR game. We went to their headquarters and like the most random thing, you're like, oh, it's a stylus, but it's also a pen, but it's also like a phone prop holder thing, but it's also a compass, but it's also a flashlight, but it's also a screwdriver. You're like, holy shit, man, this is cool. But like, really, do I need this? Like, I just give it away. I'll just on the next giveaway, it's now a giveaway item.
As it fell apart while you were playing.
Yeah, as I'm breaking it while I'm holding it. But yeah, so those are coming. He says, I bet CQ is going to get a anime body pillow. He's going to change his. First of all,
I mean, why not?
hey, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. Hey, I'll tell you what, when my wife was pregnant, like we had one of those huge body seat pillows. I used that thing more than she did. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, oh. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. Anyway, I see you there, Billy. Stop counting in my chat. Swiss Army pen. Yes, that's basically what it is. All right, guys. I'm going to cut it a little bit short. I know usually we do 2+ hours of the show, but I have to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow so that I can get on my flight to go to San Diego Comic-Con. And as much as I love y'all, none of y'all are going to pay that if I miss it. So, none of you buying me a plane ticket if I miss that 5 a.m. flight. So I want to thank my special guest for the night, Mr. Nerdy Vet. Please take this moment to promote yourself. Where can people find you? What are you doing? Where can they support the stuff? Go for it.
All right, awesome, everybody. Hey, it was great being on here tonight, and hopefully you guys will see me some more on here. There's a good chance you might see me every once in a while. Again, you can find me at NerdyVet574 on all my social media channels. I'm also a writer for that hashtag show and an editor as well. So I do a lot of interviews, a lot of reviews, a lot of toy reviews. That's how I got some of the stuff behind me. But I'm a huge collector, love popcorn buckets. I don't care what anyone says. Popcorn buckets rock. Again, everybody, I just appreciate it, as a fellow veteran and everybody who's watching here tonight. I know we all have our struggles. We all have some tough times, and mental health support to all of us. And I always stress this on everything. We're here for each other. I know we make a lot of fun of each other, but we're all here together, and we're all better with each other. So, again, everybody, give me a follow at NerdyVet574. And if anybody who's going to Fan Expo Chicago, if you find me, I will have something special for you. I carry around all kinds of goodies with me and stuff, and I'll make sure I take care of you as well. But again, thanks for having me on tonight. It was a blast, and I know I'm gonna have you on my show every once in a while again, and we're gonna have a good time.
Absolutely. And Susan, behave yourself. All right. I'm letting you slide tonight. I know you've been drinking, so I'm gonna let you slide. You behave yourself. Hey, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor. I'm so happy that we got to do this. I know our paths have crossed multiple times, so I'm finally glad I got to drag you kicking and screaming onto my show. He didn't want to do it. I made him do it. He didn't want to do it.
Everybody.
But most of what I say is bullshit. They know this already. But no, we had such a good time on your show. I really enjoyed it, and getting to do this, building this community, and getting to meet and creators and content creators like you, and collabing with people has been some of the best parts of what we get to do here on this show. Yes, last plug. If you're going to Chicago Fan Expo, find our guy Nerdy Vet. They're God willing, there will be a Pop Culture Warrior next Tuesday. I can't promise that though, because my wife might have to I'll be in bed and she can just put the laptop on my chest and I'll be a talking head. for that, because I know I'm going to be an absolute You know what? Let's just say I'm probably not going to do a live show next Tuesday. I'm going to be too wiped out. But next Tuesday, the Tuesday after that, we'll do a show. And here's the thing. You guys aren't going to miss me because you're going to see so much content coming out of what we're doing. You're going to see me every hour on your feed, on every social media platform. So make sure to give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share. If you like something you see, share it out. It helps us grow our platforms and do awesome stuff like this. So with that, you guys have been awesome. Sorry it's going to be a short show tonight. Daddy needs to go to bed and rest, so he's ready to go for this. I'm gonna take like the pre-Tylenols. I'm gonna rub some icy hot in my joints, get myself ready to go. But just let Keith host. Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. That's the other thing. Yeah, Mad Mike might host next week. That's probably what's gonna happen. I'll be dead and he'll host. So, but I will be back. I will rise like the phoenix from the ashes. What are all five of us gonna watch next? Listen, y'all, hey, King, you tuning in from Japan. Our guy King is over there in Japan right now. Appreciate you for tuning in late, but you know, he's on Japan time, so that's understandable. But all right. Thank you guys. I've pandered enough. We're gonna call it a night. We'll see you all next week. Maybe the week after that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see you guys. Shots.
Are we still live? Okay. All right. This is still on air, so I just wanted to make sure.